Let's tweak our character's leg rig. We don't have much to do to fix the legs, so let's say we get started. Now, as of right now, you can see the thigh bones are very low, so that is going to lead to the character's leg deforming in a very weird way. So we'll need to correct that, but before we start to lift these joints, we'll need to detach the IKs that are currently connected to each leg. So we'll go ahead and remove them. Under Show, let's make sure that IKs are visible. Then at that point, we can head over to our outliner and find our IKs group. So that's underneath the global move node. Notice there's a global move and a global control. The global control is simply just a curve that locks down the global move node. All right, I'll go ahead and expand this. Notice IKs right now are hidden, so we can just go ahead and unhide them, select them both, and delete. All right, so at this point we can now go ahead and take both thigh joints. We'll go to our move tool, and now we'll go to pivot mode, again holding down the D key, and start to pull these joints up until we have them placed more accurately inside of the character's legs. Might want to drop them down just a little bit more. What helps is to study anatomy so you know exactly where these joints should be placed. So if you're ever confused with the placement of your joints, look for some reference, because reference at times is a lifesaver. It will help you have a clear path to aim for. All right, great. Well, now that that's been fixed, what I'll also do is take our knee controls and align them to be planar with our thighs. You can see that right now they're at a slant, so no problem at all. Simply select the Y-axis, hold down the V key, and snap. And now the Translate Y is aligned to our thigh joints. Great. Well, we'll need to clean this information up. So in order to do that, let's select both knee controls, and we'll go ahead and activate our lower body character set. Let me go ahead and tear this menu off so you can see exactly where I'm going. Set current character set. And we'll choose the lower body set that these channels are connected to. So at this point, it's just a matter of highlighting all channels and choosing Remove from Character Set. All right, so at this point, you may find that the controls pop back simply because of that connection, again, being broken between the character set that was storing all of that transform data, or storing the data from the attributes connected to it. That's no longer the case. So it's no problem at all. We simply need to snap our controls back. And now we can safely go in and clean up our transforms with our Freeze Transform tool. Now, right now, if we were to take a look at our options, you can see that when we apply this, it's going to try to freeze all the transforms: translation, rotation, and scale. But right now, we have rotation and scale locked down, so we're going to get a warning. So we could always uncheck rotate and scale, or we can use a meld command. So I'll show you how that will work. What I'll do is just right click and clear all. So what we'll want to do is use the command make identity. And now we need to make sure that this will be applied, so that's simply going to be the flag apply, followed by either a true or the number 1. Following that, we'll need to set what transforms we would like to freeze transformations on. So that's going to be the flag -T, followed by another 1 or a true. When we run this, notice we have now frozen the transforms on our translate channels. So they're cleaned up. What that means is we can now highlight these channels again and add them back to the lower body character set by choosing Add to Character Set. Okay, great. So once that's taken care of, let's go ahead and add a new IK system to both legs. I'll close out the character menu. All right, so it's just a matter of going to Skeleton, IK Handle Tool Options, resetting our settings. We'll work with the Rotate Plane Solver. We'll connect from our thigh to the ankle. Simple as that. Let's go ahead and rename this to RP for Rotate Plane, L, Leg 01. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the opposite side. Press the Y key to rerun our last tool. Connect our IK handle and rename this to RP R, Leg 01. Okay, just about finished. Let's go ahead and head over to our outliner and have these two stored underneath the group that IKs belong under. So again, we'll expand Global Move, and there is our IKs group. Good, so now that that's taken care of, we can now constrain the IKs back to our foot rig. They were connected to our reverse lock system in order for us to achieve a realistic foot roll. So in order to connect them back, what we'll need to do is unhide those joints. We can use our Select by Name text field for that at the top at our status bar. So let's make sure it is set to Select by Name. And now we'll type in as follows: RL followed by an asterisk, and we'll hit Enter. And notice that will grab all of those joints. But right now we can't see the visibility channel simply because on some of those joints the visibility has been removed. So we'll need to add something a little bit more specific to search for. So let's go ahead and go back to our Select by Name text field and type in RL asterisk heel asterisk and hit Enter. And now Maya will go through and select all of the objects that match that description. And so now notice we have our visibility attribute. We can now go ahead and show those joints and point constrain our IK handles to the end of that reverse lock chain, which is RL foot. So with that joint selected, RL foot, we'll shift select our IK handle and choose point constrain. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Select the joint, RL foot, shift select the IK handle and press the G key. All right, so now we can safely go in, take our foot roll control, and there's our foot roll. Working properly. Great. All right, so to finish up, let's go ahead and take these joints and hide them. If we ever need to bring them back, we know how to. So after the reverse lock joints have been hidden, we'll also want to reconnect our IKs back to these controls. So we select our control, grab the IK, and choose Constrain Pole Vector. Okay, let's go ahead and take care of the opposite side. Press the G key. Everything's working properly. Wonderful. All right, well, once that's taken care of, we have finished our task on the legs, and now we can start to move up the upper body. I'll tell you, the spine rig is good to go. So let's go ahead and bring our attention to the character's head in the next lesson.